This is where I'm up to with this left-hand combing. I've got most of the structure in place. I've just been doing some trials. This split pipe that I use on the corners, you can see it there, I just invert it to do the back of the bottom back of the seat to give it that internal curve. Once those welds are ground off, that'll look quite nice. But as I've shown in some earlier videos, this is just 3-inch pipe that's split with a plasma cutter to give me those sections. But when you come to the corner areas, obviously you can't bend that pipe, so what you have to do is cut the pipe into wedges and then join them back together by filling it with weld. So I just did some experimenting yesterday to see how that turned out, and once the top plate's on, that'll look okay. You get a bit of some lines there from the welds, but I can buffer that out a bit more with a grinding, a flapper grinding disc, and that'll take care of that. It doesn't look too bad. And you can see at the end here, I was trying to experiment with different ways of turning the corners. That didn't work very well. By cutting slots and sort of collapsing the concertina part of it didn't work too well, purely because you then have to lean the pipe back to get the correct angle. And as you can see there, that didn't work very well for me. When you collapse that sort of concertina in, it tips up instead of staying at the right plane, so I can't use it in that way. But so what I did was, as I said, cut quite wide wedges and then separate them and just weld them back together once I got around the corner, as you can see there. These outer curves, as you can see on that edge there, and also around here, you can see that outer curve there, that'll be quite easy to get around. I'll just split the pipe a little bit and open it up, and that should work okay. So the back of the comb will come along from there. So the seat back part of the combing has got that little angle that drops down on it, as you can see there. But right along this edge, this section here is the pilot house, and right along that edge there, all the way down the pilot house, I'll have a handrail there. There'll be a obviously stainless steel tube type arrangement that stands up off the edge of the pilot house. So as you actually walk up and down the side deck down here, you've got something to hang on to. But what I'll do is I'll continue that rail all the way along the top of this back section to the combing, and I'll carry it all the way along at the same height. And then it's hard to get a visual idea of it right now, but this will turn the corner. So there'll be, from this section here, from that rounded corner, it'll come round in a curve, nice gentle curve, and pick up on this corner here. And that's like a bit of a left-handed return, if you like. So as when you're sitting at the back end of the combing, you can sit right back in that corner with your back to the transom and still steer the boat while sitting down. And obviously it'll be duplicated on the other side. So that handrail will come all the way along the back, and it will turn that corner, and it will finish just on this corner here. And that will serve sort of from the start of the back area, the backrest, it'll serve as a support for your back. I'll put round rubber or round sponge protectors on it, and you can lean against it and use it as a rail against your back. You can probably see, I don't know how clear you can see up in there, that's the internal structure that I finished painting and putting together yesterday. So I'm hoping today, Saturday today, hoping to get this rear section finished off and get the seat pan on, and then the last thing I'll do is fill in the gap where the two halves of the seat back taper down to a single, almost tube-like structure there. So I'll come back later on this afternoon, we'll have another look at that and see how far I got.